What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today's video we are going to be taking a look at the beta 2 of One UI 3 for the Galaxy Note 20 and the Note 20 Ultra. So again, this update was rolled out yesterday in India, and I searched all over the internet whether I found some changes or some another big YouTubers like almost a million subscribers like Saki Tech or some. So I watched them, but none of them are covering actual features. Like almost everyone goes through the changelog, finds just nothing, bug fixes, and doesn't even notice newer quick setting toggles. Like those are such simple changes that are done to this beta update, but no one just cares about it. So it's really sad. So your boy is here to cover them. Again, do subscribe down there if you want full beta coverage. Again, there's some weird bug with my channel. People can't subscribe, so do subscribe with bell notifications completely turned on to get notified about all the posts that I do. So let's just begin. Again, Note 20 Ultra, very gorgeous phone right over here, and the update was around 700 MB, so quite a lot of things have been replaced right over here. So the battery life doesn't take a huge change, but there are a lot of changes throughout the whole performance and the stability of the phone. So for example, through the home screen, they still have the normal transparent blur right over here. It's not been darkened as the One UI 2.5. So if you have very vibrant wallpapers, it's still quite hard to read through the icons. But now if you just go to the widgets, the fonts are much more adjusted. Again, the music widget right over here is now completely working fine. Earlier it would just show blank spaces or just not show any kind of music right over here. Now it's been completely fixed. Again, there are few new icons for the cleaner right over here, but the hit point for cleaning is really short. Like look at that, I tapped it, nothing happened, so I have to just tap the refresh correctly in order to clean it. But sometimes it shows the icon, but sometimes it just doesn't. Right now it's cleaning. There you go, done. Really weird, but we would be still getting through two more betas until the official release. But the animations for gestures are far more improved. So for example, now if you just go to the phone app, there is a little blur while exiting. It does actually look very beautiful if you're using gestures, but look at that, it just adds up a bit of a more premium experience. Might be huge on the GPU, we don't know yet. Just completely opening up, it's still a waste of space. There is just inches of screen wasted completely. Again, talking about one hand usage, the One UI 2.5 had the buttons for search, power off, and the settings right over here, which is again one hand usage. It is in the tap of a thumb, but now it's right over here, so it just doesn't make sense at all. Again, this space is completely wasted. You can't have toggles right there, but a bunch of the toggles like the enhanced processing, then again wireless power share have been updated, and again developer quick settings toggles like sensors off and stuff are now completely working fine. So yeah, normal changes right over here, nothing huge. Even if you just go to the lock screen, if you have a custom clock right over here, not the default center one, the default center one just still applies itself. It's just really weird. You have to just unlock the phone before it changes back, but the fingerprint scanner speed has been greatly improved. Again, the unlocking times are still not great when compared to the Galaxy S10 Plus. It still takes 1 to 2 seconds to just display the content, but yeah, speed is much more better and accurate. If you just go to the apps, again the app opening speeds are far more better than before. As you can see, let's just close everything in the background. Even with the third party apps like Snapchat, have you ever seen Snapchat open that quick? Like it's really good. Again, the OS has been working really fine when compared to the beta 1. In beta 1 it was just almost dead, but the quality over here is far more better when compared to the One UI 2.5. For example, a few of the filters in Snapchat which didn't actually detect the camera API would actually use just 480p screen record, but now it's completely fine. But as you can see, the stabilization is just not that great when compared to even the Galaxy S10 from last year. But just going through more stuff, nothing. You just have your normal Samsung members app with a lot of complaints from a lot of people, to be honest. Like there are far more issues regarding to the Chrome and Google, and through my testing, it's because in Android 11 Samsung has completely removed the way to access the data folder. So for example, even the Samsung's file manager, which is the stock file manager, cannot access the data folder. That's just one of the things in the Android 11, but Samsung has adapted it. So if you want to access the data folder completely, you will need to use the inbuilt documents app, which can be accessed through any kind of launcher like an activity launcher. Files right over here, the second one. And now this file manager completely accesses the memory card or the data folder right into the Android. So yeah, removing this permission in bunch of the apps does actually cause a lot of crashes and issues. So I don't know what Samsung doing right over there. Or Samsung has even removed the way to access the recovery or download mode through the hardware buttons. If you want to access that, you will need a PC or another phone with the type C. So yeah, that's really weird, but security changes added by Samsung. But now if you just go to the notifications or the inbox, there you go, the build number is ZTJQ, and there are a lot of bugs which I didn't even encounter, and they are just weird. A lot of known issues regarding to the Chrome and Google apps, which is just really weird. But these are the fixes applied right over here. But let's just come back. If you just go to the camera UI is now far more stable than before. Again, the zooming in and out is as good as iPhone, but I saw an article by Sam Mobile that on the S20 series the zoom quality is just far more improved. So I took this picture on the beta 1 at 50x, and this is at beta 2 at almost 43x. So again, not just the parameters for the cropping has been changed, but even the quality is just far more improved, or it's as same as the One UI 2.5. So that's really neat, but still the super slow-mo quality is utter garbage when compared to even the Galaxy S9. This is just crap. It's very oily and fainted out. You can't even make out the grooves on the table. Like, look at that, it's just plain. So I don't know what's happening right over here. Either the 108 MP camera can't do it, but yeah, super slow-mo is crap. Again, the 8K video recording still has artifacts like compression. I think it's interlaced, but another video recording options should actually work great. Still, none of them can record 4K 60 FPS on all the lenses, which is really weird. But now if you just go to gallery, it still looks ugly. It still has borders. Samsung has not listened to their feedback at all. Even other few people have reported it that it just looks utter garbage, but Samsung is just not listening. Well, the animation right over here, which was completely broken, has now completely replaced by this thing. So yeah, it's static. It doesn't wobble or anything. But now if you just delete a picture, sometimes it just doesn't go away, or it's now been replaced by the previous one. So yeah, you don't really know what you are exactly deleting, so just make sure your trash is on. But yeah, you still have the wide UI right over here, which again looks just ugly. And in another bugs, if you still take screenshots like the normal one, not the smart select, it still doesn't save the modified date. So for example, if you just go to a third party app like Instagram, and if you are posting something, all the screenshots are now completely right over here. So if I just take another one onto the home screen, let's just go to the Instagram again, let's just access the post. There you go, the screenshot, it's still on the top even though it was taken almost 2 days back. So again, it doesn't happen on the home screen, but if you are into something like just Instagram, to be honest, let's just try that. Let's just take this screenshot and capture a pic. Again, the processing of the pictures have been just completely fixed. Like I previously thought it was just completely broken. It will take almost a minute to process 3 pictures, but now if you just take a picture, you even have a processing animation right over there, even into the landscape, which is really good. But once you take a pic and just go back to the app, there you go, the screenshot is still on the top. So again, according to me, Samsung should add modified date rather than just adding the creation date of the screenshot. That would really help. And then coming down to the S Pen, not a lot of changes right over here, but the sensitivity is just far more better. So again, I did a 1 month usage with this phone and I have still not edited it, but the sensitivity is just far more better when compared to the beta 1. In beta 1, even though you have the S Pen completely touched to the display, it just wouldn't recognize, at least if you just put a pressure on it. But right now, as you can see, completely working fine. The latency is really good. Oh, it missed right over there again, but that's just my crappy screen protector, which is factory fitted. But yeah, Samsung should have provided nibs with this phone. Like, my nib is completely weird out. Just by 1 month of usage on my Note 9, I never replaced it in my 7th month of owning it. But right over here, it already looks damaged. But yeah, S Pen air gestures, which were completely broken each time you boot the phone, are now just completely fixed. So let's just try that. Back, home, there you go. It's just still a bit wonky, but completely works fine without reconnecting the whole S Pen. And yeah guys, that's pretty much it for the beta coverage of Galaxy Note 20 Ultra on One UI 3. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you found this helpful, please drop a like and do subscribe for whole coverage, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.